It was a true honour to be asked to deliver this iconic Falmouth Pilot Boat. The LK Mitchell has served nearly 50 years of commercial operation in and around Falmouth Harbour. She's become a regular sight and is known and loved by so many that use the beautiful waters of Cornwall. Her name was in honour of Captain Laurie Mitchell, a proud Scotsman who sadly lost his life in 1974 whilst attempting to board the P&O ferry Eagle, when she was in distress and requesting help in heavy weather 3 miles off the Cornish coast. Captain Mitchell's death initiated changes in maritime law, governing the safety of pilots boarding ships. It was his widow, Maureen Mitchell, who officiated in naming her LK Mitchell in 1978. It seems highly appropriate, therefore, that she'll be retiring in Scotland. It was an emotional farewell as we set off from Falmouth, with so many people wanting to see her for one last time.
Rounded the lizards, still punching a bit of tide, but not having the overfalls now. So we just come past Lizard just over here, making our way up towards Land's End. Currently going cruising about 12 knots, fuel rate of about 100 litres an hour. That's all very nice and benign conditions out here. So we got Brian on watch here now. He's just taken over from Sandy. Just done a watch handover as Brian takes us up towards Land's End. Just punching tide and in a few little overfalls at the moment, but one of the great things about being in a heavy displacement vessel with a lot of grunts underneath you is that you don't have to be so bothered as when you're in a 20-foot sailing boat. We've got such calm sea outside that full moon is reflecting really incredibly off the water. Just coming up just to do a watch handover, take over for the next few hours. So going along just shy of 12 knots at the moment. A fuel rate of about just under 50 litres an hour on each donkey. Turbos are just half a bar pressure, so they're just ticking over, so doing a little bit of work. So we're trying to combine efficiency but also not coking our turbos up or our injectors. At the moment she's running really nicely, and it's a really nice flat calm sea, full moon, so we've got fantastic visibility, and it's it's lovely out here. So here we are at Neyland, Milford Haven. It's an absolutely beautiful morning. We're just waiting for a fuel dock just to open up. We just stayed on the visitors pontoon for a few hours. Then we'll be able to go and get some diesel just over here. We're just departing now. Next stop, Buperfelli, early this evening before going on to Holyhead. 21 knots, only at 1800 RPM. We're in the wheelhouse now. Chart table just here to our starboard. One bunk here up in the wheelhouse. Fantastic, comfy chairs that you can obviously strap yourself into, adjust the dampening, all of that kind of stuff. The wheelhouse itself with all your controls here. Then going forward, just got an auxiliary storage space here really. Through there, watertight bulkhead, and good crash box, and storing your anchor chain and rode. Just looking back here, we've got all the 220 panel and charger there. Use ear protectors just over here next to this manual bilge pump. Use our ear detectors for good reason, because it is loud in there. Through this door is where all the grunt comes from. So two Scanias, putting about 500 horses out each. So they're heavily deregulated from where they could be. Or detuned from where they could be. These blocks could easily be putting 1,000 horses out a piece if they're tuned up. Obviously, you need that reliability, and that ability for them to be able to just run 24/7, day in and day out, no matter what conditions you've got. Fuel tanks are all under these check plates, so we've thought nicely about weight distribution, everything down the centre line, and also minimising rolling in heavy seas. You got your rake oars, 2 on each side for the engine, so again, if there's any issue, you can just flick the handle over whilst you're running, and carry on running. And it also gives you the ability with that one that's isolated to also change whilst you're running on both sides. And then 2 sea chests right at the stern here. And then emergency exit also there, which that takes us back up to the bridge, going up that way. Behind there's the accommodation, which I'll walk around to now. There's lots of really lovely details on board this boat, particularly with it just being this age, a different era really. All the handrails, as you can see, you've got Turks heads and individual stitching all coming down them. Really, really beautiful touches, fantastic workmanship, and it's a shame that you don't see so much of that on more modern boats. But yeah, it's from a different generation, the LKM. You can see all those warps attached to the grab rail, so you can have plenty of pilots on board, ready to hop off to another boat to give assistance. Just hopping outside and looking aft, we got all our MOB equipment aft here. Well, there's obviously your ring, a couple of life rafts, you've got a spare anchor. The gate at the very stern can be deployed in the event of an MOB. Plus, you've got MOB davits here, which come out horizontally, and you're able to put a line down to someone so that they can clip on. Again, we've got a lovely detail all on the handrail, because obviously there's no guardrails on the outside, because people need access to be able to hop on and off to big boats, often in big seas, So getting your timing right to do that is quite an art, and obviously pretty dangerous in itself. And takes an awful lot of skill and courage, quite frankly. So just moving up forward, got a couple more rings, got a locker here where all our fenders are, main anchor, which obviously goes in through the bow, comes back to the windlass here. It's just a manual windlass, so because anchoring is literally emergency only in this boat. And this is us just moored up in Holyhead. We managed to squeeze in alongside this rather derelict fishing vessel. But the good news is it means a night of a free accommodation, because no one's manning what is left of Holyhead Marina anymore. If I just turn around, you can see over here in the distance is what is left of pontoons after a storm came through and essentially ended the marina life as it was previously. Looking over there, just from a fishing vessel, we've got another lovely sunrise going on, and it should, according to the forecast again, be an absolutely fantastic day for doing our final leg motion up to Scotland. This is the crew mess with another 3 bunks here. Got you see Sandy and Brian. Different Sandy. Yeah. This is Sandy who knows everything. This is Sandy Oracle. And then we got sink and galley over here, and just a standard little Jabsco toilet and a sink here, which is all. Having a galley and a crew mess like this on a pilot boat is really rare. So she has been really well thought out to try and look after her crew as much as possible. Just departing Holyhead Harbour now. So we're just into our final 20 miles now, looking over there at the Scottish coast, looking back towards the sun over there in the west. Top job.